Hello, everybody. Well, welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. We have a great night here. And first, I want to introduce our host tonight, who is Kathleen Kangas. She's a doctor of physical therapy of 21 years, specializing in myofascial release and women's health. And she owns a private practice in downtown Panama City, Florida, while also expanding her business as a leader in LifeVantage. And she has been part of the fitness world for 35 years, personally and professionally. That's a long time. And you look really, really young, Kathleen. She's a military wife and mom to two boys and stepmom to four girls. And she's been with LifeVantage for 13 years and has extensive experience with the products and the business. And more importantly, to me, she's a great friend and just a doll. I adore her. Kathleen, welcome to the call.
Thank you so much, Cherise. It's so lovely to see your face here as the first face of this presentation tonight. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for being here tonight. I know you could be doing other things. So I hope you could just carve out a little time to listen in because we have some amazing information to share tonight. And essentially, I'm going to say a little bit more about myself a little bit later. But for now, for about the next 45 minutes, you're going to be hearing about a company that offers an opportunity to create real leveraged income without the risk, without the inventory, without the overhead, without the stress, if you've ever had a traditional business. And it's a company that's catching the attention of investors as we are a publicly traded company. And we're actually going to go back in time. We're going to start there in 2005. I know it's a long time ago, but ABC News did a primetime investigative report on this small company when it was just a biotech company. And it launched a whole story. So we know it's antiquated, but it's a critical piece of our information that we're going to share tonight. And while you're watching this ABC News clip, we're just going to watch a shortened version of it. Ask yourself two questions. One, who needs this information? And two, if you could actually invest in a company like this, would you be interested in that? So let me share my screen here. Give me 1 second. Here we go. There we go. Oops. Here we go. Hopefully you guys can see my screen. Here we go.
The following is an ABC primetime investigative report that aired in 2005.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig. Dr. McCord, okay. I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist. That's pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
And scoop down, there we go.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body,
Leading to disease.
leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress. And we all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells. But as we get older, some of those toxic radicals overwhelm our enzymes and wreak their havoc. For a long time, scientists thought that antioxidant vitamins like C and E would lower it, but they don't.
As it's turned out in just the last 5 years or so, we see that they're not good enough tools. They're not powerful enough.
But this pill, he says, is powerful enough. In fact, many times more powerful.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment.
Doesn't taste bad.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Whether that will lead to longer life is still unknown. Experiments to see if mice live longer are about to get underway, but it's a tantalizing theory.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
I wouldn't put it that way, but we may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how we can slow it down. And so you can see the age-related.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old.
They all are reduced to the level of oxidative stress that one would expect, frankly, in a newborn or a very young child.
To the oxidative stress levels of a child? It sounds too good to be true. Will Protandim work on me?
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
35%. That's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
Whoa. Okay. Some of you might be seeing that for the first time, but it just blows me away every time. And I've been watching this for 13 years. But we have some exciting stories for you tonight. We have the company story, what's happened since that ABC News clip aired. We're going to talk about the products and the science that has evolved since that ABC News clip. We're going to talk about the income opportunity. And I'm super excited to have some special guests on here to share some of their experiences in regards to LifeVantage and our products and our business. So I'm going to start with a question, and that is, had you heard of oxidative stress prior to seeing this news clip? I don't know. I hadn't heard of it, and I've been in the health industry my whole life, 13 years ago. So I was very curious about what it was. I want to make sure we're all on the same page. Oxidative stress is damage to the cells of our body. It's just normal cells turned abnormal, mutations, okay? You take a deep breath, and you're creating oxidative stress, that oxidation, just like when you cut open an apple and leave it on a shelf, it turns brown. But then there's chemicals in our water, there's pesticides in our food, there's pollution in the air, there's EMFs all around us, there's injections and medications and viruses and stress that all are contributing to this accelerated breakdown of our cells. That damage is linked to hundreds and hundreds of breakdowns in the body. In fact, if you go to a website called pubmed.gov and just take a look at oxidative stress, the last time I checked, it was about 380,000. I'm sure it's more than that because every single day there are more and more studies coming out connecting oxidative stress with some breakdown that you do not want. Now, you may have noticed in that news clip that John Quinones, a world-renowned investigation journalist, His oxidative stress was reduced by 45% just in 2 weeks. Now, to my knowledge, we are today legally still the only company that can say Protandim reduces oxidative stress an average of 40% in 30 days and up to 70% in 120 days. That is so significant when you realize what oxidative stress is and how it impacts the body. So the problem is, that most people are familiar with antioxidants. They're eating oranges, their broccoli, their blueberries, they're taking their vitamin C and CoQ10 and all of these things. What these are called are direct antioxidants. So just imagine your house was on fire and you had to take Dixie cups of water to put out that house fire. How many Dixie cups of water would you need? There's no way you would be able to catch up with what's happening to our bodies on a daily basis. With Protandim, we're not talking about Dixie cups. We are talking about turning on a sprinkler system in your body. It's called activation. And when you take Protandim, you're turning on that sprinkler system with a fire hose in every room of the house because you're turning on your body's own ability to make its own antioxidants. So instead of a 1-to-1 ratio, those Dixie cups, it's 1,000,000 to 1 every second per second. Here's a great visual. I love this. And if you think about what would I want in my body? Would I want the Dixie cups or the sprinkler system in a firehouse? That's what our body is capable of with activation. Where did it all start? Well, in 2005, after that ABC News clip aired, it used to say, for more information, go to abcnews.com, and everybody did. And $5 million of orders came into this teeny tiny biotech company overnight. But they were not prepared for that kind of exposure. If any of you have a small business and had this kind of positive investigative report put you out on national news, you would not be prepared for that onslaught of demand. They did not have a marketing plan in place, so they kind of missed that window of opportunity. However, doctors and researchers from all over the world called LifeVantage, said, we want to study that product that reduces oxidative stress. And today, there are about 30 peer-reviewed papers and studies at our National Library of Medicine website. The American Heart Association at Ohio State studied heart disease and scar tissue and put that study out in Circulation Journal. You can look it up today, to all the American Heart Association members. They've never done something like that for a natural product. LSU did a skin cancer study and found significant results of that study that propelled the company to create a topical formula of Protandim for our skin. The National Institute of Aging showed that Protandim, compared to things like resveratrol and omega, increased lifespan by 7% in their animal model. It's the only natural product that's ever shown to do something like that. So the point is, this is not your average thing on the market. So what happened? Hold on. Whoops. Fast forward here. Sorry. So what happened? It ended up in the stores like CVS, Apothecaries, GNC, all over the country. It sat on a shelf with vitamin C that was $10 and Protandim was $50, an NRF2 activator, Nerf2 like the football, and they could only get the sales about 3 million a year. Because what would you do if you went into a store like that? You're probably looking for antioxidants at that point if you hadn't heard of this. So the company couldn't get the sales over 3 million. They brought in a business consultant who had run a $500 million nutritional company. He watched that ABC News clip. The original is about 10 or 12 minutes long on YouTube. You can find it. He said that you've got to pull this out of the stores. This is a gigantic story that can be told by leveraging this tool. Like this can pull this out of retail. Nobody understands what this is. They changed the platform from retail to network marketing. And network marketing is what we do all day, every day. You get a good haircut, you get a good massage, you have a good physical therapist, you have a good fitness trainer. And what do? We are always talking about this. It's social sharing. It's just what we all do all the time and do not get paid for it. So let's leverage that and build this company. And it was very successful. They went from 3 million to 11 million the first year. Today, we're at about $250 million being publicly traded on the NASDAQ today. So let me fast forward to a couple of things we're going to talk about. Our company, we're going to talk about trends. We're going to talk about the products, timing, compensation, and system. These are all things you want to consider when exploring a business opportunity. So back to the company itself. Like I said, we are publicly traded on the NASDAQ. That's important because it's transparent. There's nothing that's hidden. There's a lot of companies out there with different opportunities. They're privately held. You have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. And many people get that rug pulled out underneath them because they don't know what's going on. They don't have any other investment power in that company. And we do. We can actually be independent investors. Today, we're a debt-free company because of our longtime CEO who just retired. We have an amazing new guy coming in just a couple of months. Um, Today, we've sold over 2 billion of our flagship product, Pro Tandem. We've been featured in Entrepreneur Magazine, Newsweek. We've been at the closing bell on Wall Street twice now, invited as a company to be recognized. We're out there, and I just want to share that because of the legitimacy and the validation of who we are out in the world today. And we are in about 30 countries. Okay, this is just a handful of them. We continue to expand. I feel like every 6 months we're in a new country. And so what started out as a little US company in GNC is now all over the world. And not only do we have business opportunities in these countries, we can now, through special means, get products to almost every country in the world. So if you're thinking like I was thinking, oh my gosh, everybody needs to know this, and you know somebody in Austria. Well, guess what? They can get products there regardless. And actually, we're open in Austria. That's the first one that came to mind. But if it's in a country that we're not doing actual business in, they can still get products. That's incredible. There's no one that is limited from getting this information. So let's talk about some trends, product trends and business trends. First of all, health and wellness is the largest economic trend in world history, according to a guy named Paul Zane Pilsner. He wrote the Next Millionaires. He was the advisor to multiple presidents. Health and wellness continues to grow. Just look around, right? You see fitness centers, spas, that you have all these cold plunge places. Like everybody is wanting to find ways to biohack their body, essentially. So we have unique category changing and consumable, meaning consumable every 30 days, consumable in all of these markets: anti-aging, skincare, hair care, pet care. Think about this. You know somebody with a pet, they often will take their dog to the vet before they take themselves to the doctor. Would you agree? Yes. Energy. You go into every convenience store, it's lined with energy drinks that are actually harmful. And we have a healthy energy option that addresses brain fatigue. And then we do have some amazing products in the weight loss category and gut health. But I want to talk about some other really important trends, and that is the trend of financial instability. Okay. Gas prices go up and down, inflation goes up and down, wages are not keeping up with inflation, things at the grocery store get more expensive. Often people think about, I have to scale back. Well, here's an opportunity to create an additional stream of income. Can you imagine all of these economic changes that can happen in the world? And you have a way to create that financial stability so you don't have to worry so much. I feel that on on a daily basis. If you are a private care practitioner or private healthcare practitioner, or you have a practice or business that had to close during COVID, okay? Guess what? Everybody that was building these businesses, we kept growing this business because you can build it from anywhere. And that is another trend, is people wanting that flexibility. They want to work from home and they don't want to have to take on the huge risk of a traditional business. Let's dive deeper into our foundational product, Pro Tandem. Proven to lower oxidative stress an average of 40% in 30 days. Absolutely incredible. This is patented because we were able to show that the combination of these products was different than the individual components itself. Many times I've heard people say, I drink green tea, I take turmeric, but that's not the unique thing about Pro Tandem. In fact, we did this study. It's really exciting, a synergy study where they combined these ingredients, and when they were combined, it made it 18 times more powerful than the individual components themselves. That's why we were able to get patents on Pro Tandem NRF2. But what else can we activate? The company has evolved. I did tell you we were going to talk about that. We have other activators for our cells. In fact, we have protandim NRF1, which supports healthy functioning mitochondria, activates the production of our mitochondria. And we have protandim NAD, which supports healthy longevity and removal of cellular waste. Now, another way we can activate NAD is, oops, let me back up, is through fasting. People do that all the time. They did a study comparing our NAD to fasting, and this was more powerful with the activation of NAD than fasting. That's big. Now, it doesn't mean you don't need to fast, like you can still do that, but that's a big deal that you can have the same benefits as fasting. When they combine these three, a whole nother thing happened with synergy. Look at this response to our gene expression. Exponentially increased when we took all three of these together. So I always say, I take the Tri-Synergizer. I want the most bang for my buck. Actually, you save a little money when you bundle these three anyway, and you get all three of these cellular activation pathways going. We can also activate our collagen production. Now, as we age, after 20, we lose about 1% every year. 1% of our collagen production every year. This turns that switch back on. So we start producing our own collagen. We also supplement with 10 different peptides and slow down the breakdown of collagen. This is through nutrigenomics or activation of our gene pathways. Activate, replenish, and maintain with these incredible ingredients. This is under the microscope, the collagen density over 8 weeks with red ruby quinoa extract, some of the studies on that. And here are some results. I went through these too fast one time and someone got upset with me. So I'm going to slow down here, take a peek. Just to look at how the skin bounces back. Now, this is just the external manifestation of that collagen production. Somebody's legs, like crepey legs, that the collagen in the skin, wow. When we combine the collagen and protandim, there's another synergistic experience. We call this the healthy glow stack. And it's such a different thing when you take these together that we just were awarded a patent on this bundle because of the response, I guess the decreased response of stress to your cells. Okay. So reduce cellular stress, increase cellular resiliency, essentially. And then we have our P84, our gut health activator. This product has literally repaired my gut. And I can say that because with it activating 14 peptides in our gut, it repairs, it restores, it resets. That's what we say about this PhytoPower 1 and 2. Is you combine them, you drink it like a drink. I have it first thing in the morning. Does anyone else drink this first thing in the morning? I just love it. It is food for my gut, and I can tell. 14 peptides. That's a buzzword right now. So we activate them. Think of it as an offense with your P84 and protandim as your defense. This is another great combination of two of our activating products. Brain activation. Who doesn't want a little bit of that? I love our Axio Energy. I drink it every single day. It's one of those products, if I ever forgot it on vacation, I would be upset because it really does help wake up my brain, helps me with focus, helps me with mood, and it does it because it enhances our neurotransmitter function. So it improves our brain's resilience to stress. Does anybody have brain stress? Yes. And you feel it at the end of the day. It's mental fatigue or brain fog. So we have decaf versions and caffeinated versions of this. And all of our products, by the way, are approved through the Banned Substance Control Group. That is a significant position to be in. That means Olympic athletes and professional athletes can take this. I'm going to let Cherise maybe talk about that because I know she's worked with some professional athletes in the past. Maybe she can share later. I'll introduce her in a little bit. So these are our four main activators. Okay, we take it to make it, but I'm not done yet. I'm going to highlight some other incredible products that are completely transforming people's health. You've probably heard of GLP-1. This is a hormone that's produced in our gut. It gets damaged over time with poor diet and stress and aging, and we don't produce that hormone as well as we age. That means we don't feel full. So we end up overeating. We have a lot of cravings and food noise. So with this system, the 2 week study on this showed, or I'm sorry, not the 2 week study, the 3 month study on this increased GLP-1 hormone in the gut by 200%. Average weight loss was about 9 pounds in 8 weeks and 24 in 12 weeks. Everybody is different, okay? So I just want to say that. Most of the people that were taking this mind body GLP-1 are also activated with our other protandim activators. I've been taking this product for a year and a half, and it's not because I have a weight loss problem. It's because I wanted to try the product because I always try everything that our company releases. What I did not realize that was that I had food noise. I would wake up thinking about when I was going to eat. And at night, I was like, am I going to be able to go to sleep if I'm hungry? It was always on my mind, this food anxiety. And it's completely gone out of my life. And it's really incredible. That's why I still take it today. A year and a half, I've been using this. We have a fat burn product as well that it's a metabolic enhancer. It's shown to increase your resting caloric expenditure by about 180 calories a day. I think this is a fantastic tool to use in conjunction with a weight loss program while you're doing it. I don't know if it's a long-term thing, but some people use it just to increase that caloric burn. We have activation for dogs. This is our pet tandem treat. People started giving protandim to their dogs, which they can. Horses take protandim. It's very interesting. Lots of animals are using protandim, but pet tandem is the only dog formula that's a Nerve2 activator on the market today. It's like a chewable treat. We have some great gut health products. ProBio, prebiotic. This is a drink that helps maintain balanced blood sugar levels and promotes bowel regularity. Love these two. We have Daily Wellness, which is our immune support drink. It has our 5 main ingredients needed for a healthy immune system. I have some in my drink right now. I drink it every night. And we do have some supplements that are timed. And I love these because we don't need just one. If we are a little deficient in nutrition, we don't need it all at the same time. Some of those things we need in the morning and some of those things we need at night. Most of us are also depleted in D3. So we have our timed nutrients here. Omega, pristine omega product. This is bottled within hours of the fish being caught. You can bite it open, literally swallow the oil. There's no fish taste, no fish burps. Really, really important. In fact, I've been doing CrossFit for a few years. This Omega is the only product that CrossFit actually recommends. And I would suspect it's because of its impact on inflammation. So that was an interesting fun fact. Icy Bright, this is our vision and brain complex to support our vision and protect our eyes against oxidative stress. If you're sitting in front of the screen right now, you're getting blue light, unless you're wearing your blue light glasses. And that does damage our eyes over time. If you have your phone on, I think this is really great for children as well. Protects our eyes from the effects of blue light and from digital devices and the sun. We have skincare activation. This is our 4-piece skincare regimen, highly, highly anti-aging. I love this. I love this regimen. A cleanser, a plant-based retinol. There's a True Lift, which is a cream that goes all the way around the eye, and then True Hydrate, which is our moisturizer. Sunscreen. I bet it's really hard for you to find a good sunscreen for your face that doesn't stick and pull on your skin or come off white. This is the most pristine sunscreen you can use for your face. It's highly anti-aging. It has ginger root, jojoba oil, shea butter, and zinc oxide, and it's essentially activation for your skin. It says great for kids, great for you can put this under your makeup and everything. It just blends right in. And then we do have a hand cream. We have a hair care system, Nerf2 activating hair care for our scalp to improve the appearance of healthy hair growth. I can say that. So it's a shampoo, a conditioner, and a scalp serum to help with balancing out the flora in your scalp, on your scalp. Here we are, this beautiful, beautiful product line that supports our business. We have lots of things that we can share. It starts with activation. We layer on the other things as people want. So I'm going to introduce a very special guest here, and that is Dr. Sarah Pace. So I'm going to stop share actually, no, I'm not going to stop share. Sarah, can you unmute?
Yep.
Okay, so Dr. Sarah, she's been a family wellness chiropractor for 20 years, and she owns Pace Family Chiropractic in Rochester, New York. She has a passion to help families achieve health naturally. She's been married for 18 years and has three kids, 11, 15, and 23, loves to travel and coach her kids' sports. She has fallen in love with LifeVantage projects. I'm going to let her talk about that a little bit. I know because she's a chiropractor, she has some great testimonials she wanted to share, but also what made you excited about these products and opportunities, Sarah?
Thanks, Kathleen. So I've been using supplements in my practice for probably 18 of my 20 years because I do a whole neurosensory program. I work with a lot of kids in my practice that have like ADHD, autism, sensory processing. So supplements is a big piece of that. And I didn't understand what activation was until my friend Dr. Kat started talking about it to me. And I was like, no, that kind of falls in line with what we think as chiropractors. Like we as chiropractors think, we came programmed to heal on our own and we just get our nervous system to activate properly and we heal and function on our own. So it just fell right in line with my concept of how health and wellness is. So I actually was with Dr. Kat a year ago in January, and we were talking about a natural GLP because, the market, it was all, doing Ozempic and all these shots. And I was like, there's got to be a safer way to do this for people. Because I know, weight loss was a big thing for people. And I just didn't like a lot of the side effects that people were experiencing from it. So I heard her talking to another chiropractor friend, and I said, can you send me information on that? Because I just felt in my gut that there had to be something natural that could work. And so she sent me the stuff on the mind body, a video on it. And I was like, this makes total sense. Just getting our body to utilize its own production of GLP. So, of course, like you said, you want to do it yourself first. So I did it. My gym instructor and her boyfriend did it, the three of us. And within like the first month, we started noticing our cravings decrease, our portion control was much better. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. And then my mom's like, what are you doing? I want to do it. Because my mom's always struggled with weight loss. And I keep telling her, like, you need to eat healthy, you need to eat clean, you need to exercise, all the things that we teach people. And they just maybe can't take that next step. And so she started implementing this. And my mom has lost 25 pounds. She's kept it off. And the biggest thing for her, it's not the weight. For me, for her, is the inflammation that's gone. Like her face, you can see the inflammation gone in her face. She's making healthier food choices. She's not running to the processed food like she used to. And that's going to affect her long-term health. She's not on our blood pressure medication anymore because she's lost that weight. So it's just had a cascade effect by just getting to the root cause of the problem. And I mean, I could keep saying like my front desk assistant, she's lost a ton of weight and inflammation, in with the mind body. So that's my big thing. And for me personally, like Kathleen said, she doesn't do it for the weight loss. I didn't do it for the weight loss. I lost like 3 pounds, which great, whatever. I lost a lot of inches, which was more important to me. And the bigger thing for me was like, I'm 47, so perimenopause sets in, and you struggle with sleep and you struggle with brain fog and you struggle with just fluctuations and things that you never experienced before. And for me, it's just totally helped manage perimenopause. Like I really don't feel like I'm in perimenopause because I don't have the symptoms of it when I'm on this program. So that's why I do it, for myself personally. And what I will say is just understanding the root of all disease. I personally 100% believe if everyone was on NRF2, just if they can only do that, you would be a healthier person. So I have a bunch of people that are just doing the NRF2, and they've noticed their hair growth has been better, their joint pain, which is huge in my practice. Like we help them spinal related because we adjust their spine, but they might have knee pain or hip pain or elbow pain. And it's going away because they're getting rid of that inflammation, which oxidative stress is the root of that. So it has just been so fantastic and just taken my patients to the next level as far as their health. Like the supplements are great. And, we still recommend vitamin D and magnesium and all those things. But if you can activate your body to do its own thing, you are just above, anything else. And you can actually go off some of your other supplements, is what I've kind of worked with my patients on. So, like, you're taking NRF2 and NRF1, so you don't need these other things. And it's kind of just a balance, and, they complement, and you just can get rid of one of them. But
Mhm.
the results that people get, it's just mind blowing that I've seen just in the last year. I've only been in it a year, and it's just been fantastic. So I can't say enough about activation, and I truly believe that it is the wave of the future. And once people start learning about it, they're going to jump on board and just say, I need to be on this, because it is a game changer.
Agreed, agreed. Just starting at that baseline can make
Yeah.
such a difference, and then we get to layer on those other things.
Yep.
May I ask you, like, what had you say yes to the business opportunity? I mean, I know we, as naturally as a healthcare practitioner, we
Yep.
love to help our patients, but what had you really step in to build another stream of income?
Well, so as a business owner, you trade time for money, right? Like, if I want to make more money, I need to be in my practice more. So when I had kids, I had to go back after 6 weeks with my first baby, and I had to go back after 3 weeks with my second baby. So I wish I had found LifeVantage 15 years ago after my first child, where I would have had additional income stream to help me leverage my time. And I just know there's so many people out there that would, especially mamas, that would rather stay home with their children, at least for their first year of life, to say, help me, I want to raise this child myself versus a daycare or a grandparent. And luckily I could bring my kids in, which was great, but it's still not ideal. Like, you want to be home with your kids. And you got to work smarter, not harder. And
Harder,
like,
not harder. Yes.
yes, you're helping people with their health, and you're helping people with their wealth. Like, it's not a bad thing to just have additional income streams, especially with this economy today. Like, it's always a
Absolutely.
great, just to position yourself with that option.
Mhm.
So for me, it was a no-brainer, because it lined right up with my chiropractic philosophy about your body healing on its own. You activate your cells to heal better. Like, makes sense. And anyone in the health and wellness industry, it should be a no-brainer, in my opinion. But so it makes total sense, and you're just helping people. So it's a win-win.
Agreed. A win-win. Thank
Hmm.
you, Sarah. Thank you all the way from New York.
Yes. Cold, rainy New York.
Cold, rainy New York. Oh my goodness. Well, it's sunny Florida down here.
I know. Jealous.
Sorry about that. Okay, we're going to move on. And then I have another special guest I'm super excited to introduce you to here in just a moment. So, we're going to talk a little bit more about the business, the timing, the income opportunity in our system. So, first of all, this is the perfect income opportunity. There's no assets, no overhead, no employees. We can work from anywhere. We have a call system or a call center that supports our business. When you start a traditional business, this doesn't come like, turnkey. There's a lot you have to build in a traditional business, and this is all inclusive, essentially. Huge tax benefits. You have a business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. There's so much personal development and events to help us grow, and we have incredible corporate leadership. Now, there's a lot of different ways that we do make money, and I'm just going to do a high-level overview, and then I'm going to bring us to something called our annual earnings statement. Because we're a publicly traded company, we have the opportunity to see what people are actually making in our company at each rank. So there's three different kind of categories in our compensation plan. Some people just want to share products. And so you're going to earn income on your customer sales profit. There's personal sales bonuses available. There's the ability to earn extra money right when you enroll. And there's, like, if you grow quickly, there's additional bonuses. And then if you really start to build and grow a team, it unlocks other pieces of our compensation plan. When you get to the higher ranks in our company, our executive level, and Ms. Cherise Matthews is in that, myself, we're both executive consultants with LifeVantage. It unlocks something called the bonus pool. The company takes 4% of global commissionable sales and puts it into a pool and shares it among the leadership, because those are the people that are out there helping the newest people come in. It's like we're all contributing to LifeVantage. It creates a culture of collaboration. Now, this is just some of these bonuses available when you share products. as you build your customer base, you can actually earn up to a 20% bonus on top of your baseline commission, okay, as you grow your customer base. With the team building, this is where some more of that leveraged income really comes in. Now, at the beginning, you can see it's $26, $84 on average a month. Now, I'm going to tell you, it takes about $30,000 in a savings account to earn about $84 in interest. $84 of leveraged income is a lot when you look at it that way. Now, if you start growing your business to the senior consultant levels, 300 to 900, that's a car payment. That could be childcare. That could be part of your school tuition for your kids. Managing consultant. This is where Dr. Sarah is $1,700 a month average, $3,400, $6,700 in that team building phase. How much money would you have to have put away to create a monthly leveraged income of $6,700? It's a lot. It's about $1 million. Okay. All right. So let's talk about executive level. Anywhere from 14,000 a month to 131,000 a month in our executive and then presidential levels. Now, Cherise Matthews, I have to give her this incredible introduction. I've known Cherise Matthews for 13 years. She's been a passionate leader in the fitness and wellness industry for over 38 years. She's trained everyone from beginners to elite athletes, guiding them to strength, resilience, and optimal health. Some of the stories she shared me are just absolutely incredible. She's been with LifeVantage for, I believe, 15 years, right? So you're combining this passion for fitness and wellness with cellular health. And not only fitness and cellular health, but also nervous system regulation. She is really passionate about these three things. But most importantly, she will say she's a proud wife and mom of three amazing athletic boys. And they are so much fun. So I'm going to stop share here. And Cherise Matthews, just come on and tell us, what do you know about the network marketing industry? What had you say yes to this? And if you have any really, interesting stories to share, please do.
Thank you, Kathleen. This is powerful information, really powerful information. And, being in the fitness industry for 38 years, ouch, if we look back on that, it's a passion of mine to help people become healthier. And when I first was introduced to this company, I feel like I've seen so much because as a trainer, people are coming, have you seen this? What about this? How do they bring everything to me, as I'm sure they do to you as well, and Dr. Sarah. And I've gone down the rabbit hole with many other products. And when this was introduced to me, I thought, hold on. I was training an Olympian at the time. And I said, okay, if this can help him, we had to get him back onto the US team. He had won a gold medal before, and we had to get him back because at 30, I think he was 32 at the time, he was over the hill. And I put him on our flagship product, Nerve 2 Protan. And the results that we saw were phenomenal. And he had a tremendous amount of energy, but he had a lot. I mean, he was a volleyball player. His vertical jump improved tremendously. And I was like, wait a minute, what is this? And so I kind of dug in and did a little bit more research. And as you can tell, I'm a reader, as you can tell from behind here. And I just wanted to show you this because I go down rabbit holes all the time. I love reading. And I want to show you this stack right here. Look at this stack, okay, of all of these books right here that are literally inside of them, from Tony Robbins to Mark Hyman to Casey Means and Dr. Daniel Amen, Perlmutter, all of them. They are talking about what we have. They are talking about this. When I first was introduced to this company, I didn't see all of the talk. I felt like the Lone Ranger out there, screaming and yelling about oxidative stress. And now, if I may, just really quickly before we hit this business, because this is what this business is about, is I just want to a couple little tidbits from these. in one of these books here, Dr. Alberto, he says nerve 2 is able to protect every organ in the body and every kind of tissue against disease. It's one of the most important cellular defense systems designed to eliminate oxidative stress. Another one, Dr. Casey Means, who was nominated for the U.S. Surgeon General. The trifecta of dysfunction inside our bodies that generates bad energy boils down to the following: mitochondrial dysfunction, which we have something for, chronic inflammation, which we have something for, and oxidative stress, which there is nothing on the market like what we have for that. And then, of course, Dr. Mark Hyman talking about NAD, the alphabet soup of youthfulness. It's a buzzword. NAD, everyone's looking for it. David Perlmutter, one important molecule that has everything to do with the ability to control your own gene expression, NRF2, a specific protein that remains dormant, unable to move or operate until it is released by a NRF2 activator. We have that NRF2 activator, right? And I mean, I could go on and on. I'm not going to keep you there, but we know how powerful all this information is, it lends itself to an opportunity. And that's what we have, is an opportunity to take this product and these products and run with them and share them with the world. People more than ever are so excited about health and fitness. I had a friend of mine, she says, you know what? I was working out way before exercise got popular. I'm like, I know, same here, but now all of a sudden it's gotten popular because people want to feel good, they do. So it lends it to this business. And so when I started way back when talking about the product, because of my first experience with the product with the Olympian, I thought, wow, if this can do this for an Olympian, what can it do for the average Joe? And we've seen it over and over. And what it's done is I've grown a substantial business on purpose, because when you see an opportunity, you have to take it and run with it. And I want to take you back, even way back. I graduated out of college with a degree in criminology, law, and society. Yikes. Thought I was going to be an attorney when my passion was in the fitness arena. And I graduated and was hanging out thinking, I can't be an attorney. What am I going to do with the rest of my life? And so I became a cart girl with one of the famous golf courses around here in Southern California. And I was sitting there selling, sandwiches and beers to the guys that drove by. And this gentleman, sharply dressed gentleman, came up, bought his sandwich, bought his beer. And he says, he gives me, the change, if you will. And I said, oh, sir, excuse me. I think you made a mistake. This is $100 bill. And mind you, you guys, this is now, I'm aging myself, like 30 years ago. And this was a lot. It still is a lot, but it was a lot. And he says, no, I didn't make a mistake. That $100 bill is your tip. It's for you. And I'm like, wait. And he went to go drive off. I said, sir, may I just ask you what you do for a living? And he looked at me and he said, network marketing. And I was like, what? Do people actually make money in those businesses? And come to find out, fast forward, I had no idea my life was going to turn this direction and take me here. And I'm so grateful it has, because it has changed our family's trajectory to do what we want to do. And, when we want to do it, really. Is just supplemented our whole families. It's not even a supplement. It is a full income for our family. And it has been powerful income. And as you were showing that, Kathleen, just a second ago with the income disclosure statement, I was looking at the executive consultant income. And if you look up the average income of a doctor in the United States, it's those executive consultant incomes. And I thought to myself, wow, I have recently had an appointment with my my annual appointment with my OB, and he's Grace delivered thousands of babies, and he is stressed to the max. And he says, Cherise, I need to be doing what you're doing. So he always says that every time I see him. I need to do what you're doing. I'm like, it's here. Let's do it together. He's so stressed out, and here it is. It's like, well, we've got other options. Let's take a look at this. And that's what's so powerful with this business. And I'll end with this. My husband has his own traditional business, and he's got Oh man, he's got the liability. He's got 300 employees. He has a very thriving business, but there's a lot that goes into that. And one time, I tease about this, but it's so true. We were at an event and he had my phone in one pocket. I didn't have it in a purse to carry it. So I had my phone in one pocket and his phone in his other pocket. I mean, I gave it to him to hold. And he's like, I can't hold your phone anymore. I said, why? And he said, because every time your phone buzzes, it's of hope and opportunity. And every time my phone buzzes, it's heartache and stress. And I'm going crazy. It's good phone, bad phone, good phone, bad phone. I said, I know. And it's been such a blessing in our lives. And the community and the friends that we've built with this is bar none the most exciting part of the business. So I just appreciate the time. Thank you, Kathleen, and excited to see where this goes from here too.
Thank you so much, Cherise, for carving out some of your time. I know it's crazy busy over there with 3 boys and so much going on. And you just made such an incredible contribution to this presentation. Thank you so much on so many levels. I will share really quick, okay? Because I kind of don't want to go after you. Oh, you're so good. But I was introduced to this 13 years ago and I had 2 babies at home. I was a private practice owner and taking some time off from treating patients, which meant I was making zero income. So I don't like making zero income, but I did not want to leave my kids in daycare. So I was really in a conundrum and I literally was praying for a way that I could make some money from home or put my babies on my back and take them with me. And I know I couldn't do that in the treatment room. And someone showed me that ABC News clip, said, I have a business opportunity for you. I had never even heard of oxidative stress, but it only took a little bit of research, coming to a meeting like this, it was in person, realizing that there was a train that was leaving and I did not want to miss getting on that train. People were going to know about this, and I knew that nobody that I knew about this in my network. So I saw an opportunity not only to, of course, I'm going to share that ABC News clip. Why would I keep that a secret? There's no skill in sharing an ABC News. Like anybody can do that. That's very easy. But if I could even make a few $100s a month, that would offset the amount of time I'd have to be in the treatment room. I was able to scale back that need for that linear income. Well, it didn't take long for me to open my mouth to some of the most important people in my life. And that soon turned into an opportunity to pay for this amazing early education school for my kids. And I didn't have to treat patients full time in order to do it. It started creating this additional stream of income that came month after month after month. And I really started treating it like a business, like my profession, going to the events, developing myself, learning this industry. And that continued to grow. I was actually able to take a 3-year sabbatical from private patient care to just grow this business, be present with my kids, pick them up from school, pick them up when they're sick, be there in the morning. And that was such a gift. And of course, sometimes we have rough times in life. We go through seasons and we just wish we didn't have to go to work full time. That is what this business had been for me. It has been a lifeline. Absolutely. Because we all have seasons. Okay. We have a parent pass away or something that's very stressful. And if you build it before you're thirsty, that's what I did. We never know when we're going to need it. But fast forward, it does provide that full-time income. Now I can actually have a part-time practice down here in Panama City because I love it. I love treating patients, but I don't have to do it. That is true freedom. And I get to be at my kids every one of their games, pick them up from school, just work during school hours with patients, and it's a total blessing. The mentorship here, I've learned everything, through this incredible support team and people like you, Cherise, Marcy Steiner, who's on the call right now. You can't get that in a traditional business. You have to pay a lot of money for that kind of coaching and support. So I will continue. I'm going to wrap up here. Share my screen one more time for you guys. Whoops. Hope you guys can see that. And we're going to wrap up. There we go. Okay, I talked about this launch period just briefly. It's just a time in your business where you can earn income quickly right out of the gate. Okay, so if that's you, We want to help you do that. This is that bonus pool I talked about where the company shares its global profits. This is our incentive program, trips, South Africa, Alaska, Mexico, a Jeep, the title to a Jeep Wrangler. If when you get to a certain rank in our company, the incentives are unbelievable. Unbelievable. Things, little carrots that the company offers just to like motivate us to grow a little bit more, push ourselves a little bit more, give a little bit more, create transformation a little bit more, and we get rewarded this way. The simple system is this. We invite, we connect. We invite, we connect. It is a very simple system. We use tools just like if you were invited to this tonight, no one tried to explain this all to you. They brought you to an event. So we have a whole system we'll get you set up with. You're falling into one of three categories at this point. This is so interesting. You want to do some research. Just know that if you go to Google, go to scholar.google.com. There's always plenty of bloggers and advertisers who are trying to grasp your attention to sell you something else, and they do it through negative blogs and things like that. So I just like to give a warning for that. PubMed.gov is where you can do the research if you're into the science. You don't need to be into the science, it's already done. But if you like it, it's there. We have private Facebook groups with all sorts of product testimonials. Our current group right now has about 9,500 people in it, just people every day. We have stories to share. And of course, lifevantage.com is the main website. If you're interested in getting activated as a customer, we have a great rewards program. You set up on a subscription that saves you 10%, easy to change or cancel, but you start earning credits that you can use towards subsequent orders. And it's really great to bundle your products too. You get some savings there. And if you are ready to step into this and create that stability, create that flexibility, create that extra that just gives you that peace of mind that I think everybody wishes for. Everybody wants a little peace of mind. And if it's not you, you probably know somebody who needs a little peace of mind financially, and you love to help people, and you want to take care of your health, you come in as a consultant. So you pick a pack, and you can get the business pack, which gives you essentially almost all of the products at a heavily discounted price, like 29% savings. You get all the products. And there's some other packs you can select as well. So you just get in where you fit in, will help you launch your business and get going. The culture here is unbelievable. Here's just some pictures of our team, some of the trips we've had, the conferences, the friendships that I've made here are my best friends in my life today. When you meet people who have a growth mindset, they have vision for their life, they want to make the world a better place, it's fun to be around people like that. And I invited those people into LifeVantage if I knew them. Those are the people you want in LifeVantage. So thank you all for being here again. Thank you, Cherise. Thank you, Dr. Sarah, special guest shares. And we'll have this recording. So if you know anybody that wants a recording, just let me know. We'll get it out to you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.